Morning. It's video 32. We have a lot of exercises, and we start with the headstand again. And there are no new exercises today. Last video we had 7 new exercises, the video before that 4. So we repeat them, consolidate, intensify, and become more familiar with them. Yeah, that's it. Let's just get on with it right away. Let's close our eyes for a moment, just about a minute. Sit straight. Breathe deep and calm. Slowly come back, open your eyes again. There was a question from one of the students in our teacher training course who is diligently following the videos. The question was, in regular yoga classes, the headstand usually comes last. So why are we doing it first at the beginning of the session? The reason why regular classes it's done as last is it is a logical build-up. You start with basic exercises, stimulating the lower chakras. The headstand before the meditation is a direct stimulation of the crown chakra, and activating the crown chakra very logically leads to meditation, a meditative mood condition. So in that sense, in that perspective, it makes sense to do it as a last exercise before meditation. But it has to be noted that yoga, traditional yoga, yoga done the right way, the ancient traditional way, doesn't have a warm-up. There's no warming up exercise in yoga. You just, like we do, you prepare with a moment of silence and you start with whatever exercise is on the menu for that session, for that day. Yoga is not about a perfect or a maximum performance physically. Yoga is about doing what you can do in that current condition that you are in. And so if you practice in the morning and your body is still a little bit stiff and cold, it's very different from when you practice in the evening when your body is warmed up and flexible. And you just go along with that. You go with the flow instead of pushing yourself, trying to have the same kind of maximum performance in the morning and in the evening. Another thing is, so there is no warming up, but esoterically or energetically, the yoga warm up is in fact the headstand. It's not about muscles, it's about your energy circulation, it's about your chakras. And by standing on the head, with a strong stimulation, direct stimulation of the crown chakra, that stimulation directly trickles down to all the lower chakras, being equally awakened, stimulated. So, the headstand is kind of a warming up in yoga, albeit very different from a warming up that you do in the gym when you do some kind of exercise. So that's it. If you have any other questions, leave them below the video or below the Facebook post, and I will always get back to you in writing, and if it's an important question, on the video. So, Salam Bashir Sasana, the headstand. The forearms are almost parallel, don't forget. Most people habitually spread the elbows too wide and then struggle with balance. Stand on the crown, not on the forehead, to protect your neck. Tiptoe forward as far as you can, and you notice you're already starting to balance. See that? And that is the point where you increase the pressure on your elbows and you raise the legs, and if possible, without bending the legs, without jumping also. But if you are not able to do that until the point that you can, you try every time to do it as controlled as you possibly can. Every time you'll be a little bit better at it, a little bit more controlled, a little bit stronger, and a little bit more skillful. Okay, slowly come back. If you are not able to go into the pose in a controlled way, then try at least to come back in a controlled way. Every time you do that, you build more strength and more control. Take a little rest in the chat pose. Please stand up. Then we have Padangusta Padahasta Uttanasana. Start with the feet parallel, Tadasana, and we build it up step by step in increasing intensity. Inhale deep, exhale, bend forward. Try to avoid bending the back from the beginning. Grab the big toes. If you have difficulty with this stage, stay in this stage. If, however, this is easy and your back is not bent, go on to the next level, Padahasta, which forces you, the arms become shorter in this way, so it forces you to bend forward a little more, and you try to do that without bending the back. So you actively tilt the pelvis, the tailbone pointing to the ceiling, and instead of pushing your head to your knees, you push your belly to your thighs, making a hollow back even. And if this still doesn't give you any serious difficulty, you go on to Uttanasana, the ultimate forward bend. And here you consolidate. Standing still, breathing deep and calm. And then we slowly come back. Notice that I'm not rolling my back up, but I'm straightening my back first before erecting. Take a little rest. Then we have Urdhva Prasarita Ekapada. One foot up, combined with the forward bend. We start with Tadasana. Inhale deep. Exhale. Raise the left leg out the back while simultaneously bending forward. Place the hands on the floor, but do not lean on the hands. Don't bend the back also. See what I did? Don't bend the back. If you bend forward more, do that with a straight back, and then raise the leg as high as possible. Many teachers tell you to keep your hips level. Don't do that. That's very unnatural. You open the pelvis. You allow the pelvis to open up. Raise the leg as high as possible. Allow the pelvis to open up. By keeping the hips level, you hold back enormously in the potential of this pose, the effect of this pose. So don't go against what is natural for your body to move. Okay, when we come back, remember, slowly and controlled, you start raising the upper body, and like a seesaw, simultaneously you lower the back, you lower the leg. Relax for a moment, then we repeat with the right leg. Inhale deep, exhale, start raising the leg, and then simultaneously bend forward, moving like a seesaw. There we go. And we slowly come back. Raise the upper body first. And simultaneously lower the leg. Always controlled. Because controlled means you must concentrate. Control without concentration simply doesn't exist. And that is where the mysterious connection of the body and the mind comes from. Okay, then we have Utkatasana. We start from Tadasana again. Inhale deep, join the hands, and sit down, exhale. And while you sit down, you try to stay upright as much as possible, creating a contradiction. And it is this contradiction that makes this pose so powerful. It's important that you don't hold the breath under the strain, grind the teeth. Keep breathing, stay calm and controlled. And when you can't maintain anymore, you come back. Inhale deep. Exhale. And relax for a moment. Ustrasana, the camel pose. Standing on both knees. And remember to do this on the balls of the feet, or you tuck in the toes. Don't do it like this. This pose is much more effective, much more powerful. You do it standing on the toes. Also, this is a back bend, so push the hips forward. Do not drop the head. And instead of leaning on the hands, which diminishes the effect of this pose, use the hands to prevent you from falling over. So you keep pushing the hips forward. And your hands are under the heels, not on top. See? That makes a huge difference. Then do not drop the head to avoid damage to the vertebra in the neck in the long term. Keep pushing the hips forward, even a little bit more. You feel the pressure in the lower back increasing, the compression. And then we slowly come back and we decompress the lower back in the child pose. Very nice, refreshing sensation in the lower back. It's really good, especially for people with lower back problems. Then we have Virasana, the hero pose. That's it. Simple. There is a version where you lie down, Supta Vira. That is on the schedule a little bit later on. Until then, we try to sit comfortably in this posture, eventually with the buttocks on the ground. As long as the buttocks are not on the ground, we do not go on to Supta Virasana. Sleeping hero. Hands on the thighs, tuck in the chin, stretch up the back of the neck. We slowly come back. Enormous stretch in the ankles and the knees. If you come out of the pose too quickly, that can be very unpleasant. So just move slowly and controlled, which is what we do anyway in all of the poses. So stick to that. And you will notice a lot of room, space occurring in the knees and the ankles. Very nice. And it strengthens the knees and ankles to such a degree that it prevents the most common injuries people have in sports or even walking in the streets when twisting an ankle or hurting a knee. Okay, let's have a look. We have so many exercises. I have to see where we are now. We have Salapasana. That is the grasshopper or the locust. So we lie down on the belly. Arms alongside, with the palms of the hands facing the ceiling. And remember, pull up the shoulders. Bring the shoulders up to increase leverage with the arms. Okay, this is a very intense pose, so we start engaging by raising the legs. That is the easy part. And then we engage the arms and the upper body to get the hips off the ground. And don't hold the breath. You must be able to keep breathing. Otherwise it's not yoga anymore. Okay, slowly come back. You can stay in this position for the next pose. So just take a deep breath and relax. Next pose is Dhanura. You grab the ankles. Remember, not the insteps, but the ankles. You must be able to flex the feet. Join the knees and pull. Push the feet away from the buttocks strongly. You must really work to make this pose work for you. It's one of the few rare poses where the entire front of the body is being stretched up. Okay, slowly come back. For the next pose, we can stay in this position also. Chaturanga Dandasana, four-legged staff. Chaturanga, four limbs, four legs. Danda is a stick or a staff. Tucking the toes. Place the hands close to the shoulders, not here. Close to the shoulders. Straighten the body like a stick, like a danda stick, and push just a couple of centimeters, not too high. Now remember, there's a second step. If you're strong enough, if you are able to get up and stay in the first stage, you can start experimenting with the second stage, which triples or quadruples the intensity of the pose. The very difficult part. Try it out in a playful way. You go up, and then you move forward, rolling over the feet, the toes, and you go back. And you can repeat that. There you go. Incredibly intense. Take a deep breath. If step 2 is too difficult, just focus on step 1 for the time being. A lot of exercises today, but you see, there's a very logic, smooth flow. Also with the last two exercises, Bhujangasana and Uttamukha we finish with the upper, the cobra pose, combined with the upper dog. Raise the upper body as high as possible, like a snake. Then put the hands on the ground. Do not hang in the shoulders, like I'm doing now, but push the shoulders down. Not only that, push the shoulders down and bring them back so the chest opens. Adjust if necessary. You always need to adjust a little. Then you fully engage the arms and upper body and you relax the legs and the buttocks. Don't drop the head back. Like also we didn't drop the head back in Ustrasana. Consolidate for a moment. And then we transition to upward facing dog, which is in fact an advanced version of Bhujangasana. So do actively engage. The legs now must be off the ground and straight, and you must really work in the upper body. Okay, then slowly come back. Close the eyes for a moment, take a deep breath. This was the last pose, so you want to prepare for meditation. By taking a deep breath and relaxing a little bit longer than usual. Okay, slowly come back. Much more than in the beginning of this series of videos, where we built up from basic poses, working towards intermediate, and now already going in the direction of advanced poses. And much more than in the beginning, you see there is a flow occurring, a logical, natural flow. That is what we do when we teach intuitively. So when we teach intuitively, there is no schedule anymore that we follow. The overall condition has improved and is ready for basically anything. And so you start and you go into a flow intuitively, you follow your feeling, and one exercise after another, and you work towards the end of the session. And in my case, that always starts from the bottom going upwards. So in a couple of weeks' time, we will start posting videos with sessions that are intuitive. Okay, we have a 5-minute meditation. Close the eyes, breathe deep and calm, and simply observe in silence. Okay, slowly open the eyes again. Nice, huh? Thank you for watching again today. Have a lovely day, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.